What do you think is the number one thing that's preventing Gen Zers from working? Or do you think we already talked about that? Let me see where we're at right now.
Well, I mean, honestly, 60 to 70% of Americans say that they report feeling stress about money. 60 to 65 say they are living paycheck to paycheck. 50 to 60% can't cover a $1,000 emergency. 1 in 4 have no retirement savings. Median 401k balance is $30,000. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things that people got to catch up on. And the big thing that kind of sucks, and this is where I do feel bad for any younger generation, where college is getting more expensive, life gets more expensive. I mean, that's what happens. You need to start saving as early as you can because, like, income's not your biggest wealth building tool, as Dave Ramsey says. I'd say that time is, because you need time in the market to let it grow. If you put $1 in at 20, it's worth so much more than $1 in at 30. But the more expensive things are, and the more we treat you like a child who doesn't have to work, and it's okay to take your time after college, and it's okay to go into debt, and it's okay to do all this stuff, the further you are from not only putting money towards retirement, but covering the $1,000 emergency or paying off the debt that's eating 30% interest a year.
Yeah, the more you have that, the more that mentality is accepted and nurtured and becomes like a habit, then surely the further you are from, if you're not even taking care of your responsibilities or, hitting like a bottom line or breaking even, then yeah, you're certainly not going to be investing.
Exactly. I just want people to realize that they're in a better place than they think they are. That's kind of one thing we didn't really talk about.
Okay.
Is that I don't want to just glug on America.
I agree. I don't want to be negative only.
Yeah. There's a lot more opportunity that people aren't willing to accept. We're in a very doom and gloom right now where everyone, again, we talked about the victim thing earlier, and everyone's like, it's impossible to get ahead. It's why do anything? Because everything's so hard right now. And obviously inflation was brutal, especially when it was nearing that like 9%. But like we just had yesterday, before we filmed this, 256,000 jobs added in the last month when they expected 155,000. Like unemployment rate at 4.1%. Here we have a GDP $25 trillion, where in the UK, Germany, Japan, we're looking at $3 to $5 trillion. GDP per capita here is 70 to 80,000. UK 47,000. There's a lot of opportunity here, and I don't want people to just really always beat themselves down. And I know, like my shows, it is on the negative side because their finances are really bad. But I want people to know they do have more opportunity out there if they're willing to take a little bit of risk.
Yeah, and I think there's this pressure, probably especially with the younger generation, you have to put your life on a social media, right? Mm-hmm. And so then you would feel more shame about having certain jobs because you wouldn't want to put that reality on the social media. Yeah. Where like when I was in high school or in college, that wasn't a thing. It was like social media was coming up, but it wasn't like that. It wasn't like you didn't have that immediate reaction with people like ripping you or roasting you or making fun of you online. So I think that's a different thing where it's like, oh man, not what will I think of this job? Man, what will other people think if I post about this job or if I live in this world? And I think that's where you can just be creative. If you do want to post about your job, be funny about it. Be like, you know what I'm saying? And also you have to just realize like it's the shit that you don't want to be doing. That's when you sit there and your brain thinks up the shit you do want to be doing, dude. Yeah. When I was doing shit I did not want to do, dude, that's when my brain was getting inspired, bro. Mm-hmm. I mean, my brain was like, and that's when I got to see what my brain even was. My brain was like, we're going to figure this out. My brain started to surprise me with ideas and thoughts. And so I think that, yeah, you have to like, just know that sometimes you feel like, man, I'm in the dirt, but you're really in the soil kind of type of vibe,
Yeah, I like that mentality. There's a lot of shame in certain jobs right now. And
and we put it on. It's like, just put the fries in the bag. It's like, sure, but dude, I used to just put the pizza in the box forever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we had and it was a blast, dude.
Yeah, I delivered Jimmy John's for like 6 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
dude,
it was great.
I've had Jimmy John on this podcast.
Yeah.
As a business entrepreneur.
Big dude.
Yeah, great dude, man.
Very big dude.
I saw him 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you just never know where you're going to be, Like, I mean, you just don't, Jimmy John's my favorite sandwich. It almost got hit running across a fucking highway to get a couple months.